Hey guys, it's me, Ethan here from Sensational Gaming, and today we're back with another video. So today I'm doing Minecraft. It is, the new Update Aquatic has just come out on ps4. It's really awesome. I love it. It's one of the biggest updates Minecraft has ever had. But I know it's already been out for a little bit on Xbox and PC and Pocket Edition and all that. But it just came out just a couple days ago on PlayStation, so I figured I'd do a little review on it. So there's a bunch of new stuff added in this. There's a dolphin down there. Oh goodness, he's following me. All right. So one thing you're probably gonna notice real quick is the water has already changed colors. Oh wow, the dolphins are following me around. But the water has changed colors. In some spots it's brighter, some spots it's darker, and it's represent if it's hotter or colder water. It's pretty cool. It's got like different temperatures to it. So that's a really big difference. And the world just looks so much better like this, in my opinion. Or at least the water does. Because the water was always kind of bland before, but now it's really awesome. Excuse me, sir. Well, that's a new mob I'll be getting to later in the video. So first things first, I'm going to take a couple potions here. Potion of night vision and water breathing. Those together should help me out seeing underwater. If I get my diamond sword, you never know when you'll need it. Situations like this. Get out of here. Alright, anyways. So one thing there is in the update is new blocks, which is always an exciting thing, especially for builders. So we got a pressure plate for every single type of wooden. So you have your two weighted pressure plates. You have your stone one and your oak wood one, but now you have pressure plates for literally every single type of wood. Along with buttons, you have every single type of button for every type of wood and stone in the game. Well, not every type of stone, but you also have the stone one. There's also pressure plates. They look amazing. I love every single one of them. Like, it's amazing for a bunch of builders who want to maybe, you know, change up their builds a little bit. Instead of just using like the one, instead of just using this one, they could use, I don't know, this one now. So there's a lot more stuff you can use to build. Alright, so I'm going to get to a little small change here. But all the fish here, their models have changed a little bit, and they've added a new one to eat, which is tropical fish. And they still have the same fishes along with the new one, but they've just changed their models a little bit. So when you go fishing, this is what you'll catch instead. So it's just a bit more 3D and better looking and stuff. So that's just a really cool change. You see, there's the new pufferfish thing, and I'm gonna go fishing here in a minute to show you guys a little bit about, you know, the fishing and whatnot. All right. So here we have a new weapon in the game called the trident, which I'll get to in just a second. First, I'm going to show you the what you can do with a bow now. There are two types of arrows. There's the arrow of the Turtle Master, which gives you slowness 6, which makes you really slow, but at the same time, it gives you resistance 4. And then there's the arrow of slow falling, which basically makes you fall really slow. And I'll show you what the potions do here. They're the same thing, but it's just kind of hard to hit yourself with an arrow. So there's the potions you use here, which, so first things first, there's the potion of the Turtle Master, which it gives me resistance 3. It says, I thought it was 4, but anyways, it gives me resistance, but it makes me way tougher, but it makes me really slow. So I'm like a turtle. I'm slow but tough. So this should go off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boop. All right. And then there's this other one called the potion of slow falling. So if I get somewhere up high like this, and I drink this, now it lasts for 1.5 minutes. It gives me slow falling. Now if I jump, I fall real slowly, so I don't take fall damage. I just fall really slow. So if I were to jump off right here, I'm just gonna glide down slowly. So let me just drink some milk real quick to get the potion effect off, because that'll get kind of annoying later here in the video. I'll put this stuff back in here. I'll hang on to this. Then, oh, I already had a milk bucket in there from earlier. Okay, well anyways, then there's a new type of armor which you get from scutes, which you basically get from every time a sea turtle, which I'll show you here later in the video, every time a sea turtle grows up, it drops scutes, which you can use 5 of them to make a turtle shell, which basically gives you 10 seconds extra of water breathing underwater. So you can go underwater for 10 seconds longer, basically. It's pretty handy. It's not the most overpowered thing, but it's pretty handy. It's really big on your head, which is really funny. And I'm gonna keep this on for the rest of the video because I absolutely love it. And then if I get over here, here's a couple new resources and materials. So, I don't know, I might just be going crazy, but I'm pretty sure you had to use bone meal in order to get this grass like this, at least in PlayStation 4 edition. Then there's double tall grass, which, you know, this stuff spawns everywhere. And then there's a large fern, which I don't think you could have placed before in PS4 edition. I don't know, I might just be going crazy, but that's what it seems like to me. Then there's this thing called the Phantom Membrane, which is dropped by the Phantom, which I'll also show you later in the video. This thing here, this can show you, or this thing can, it can help you out with repairing your elytras and things. So that's a really useful thing, because, you know, when an elytra breaks, you don't really get it back, but yeah. And also, this is another one of those things like the, oh yeah, the tall grass, double tall grass, and large fern. It was already in the game, but you just couldn't place it in PlayStation 4 edition. You can have little spawners and stuff, so that's pretty cool. You can place monster spawners, which, to my knowledge, those things were only in PlayStation 4, or not PlayStation 4, Pocket Edition, and other than that, you could only spawn them with commands. Then there's dried kelp, which you get from kelp, which is harvested from underwater. It's that stuff that you see way over there. Yeah, and you can put it in a furnace and dry it to make dried kelp, which you can use to eat. It doesn't really restore that much hunger, but it's still pretty useful. And then what its best use is in the dried kelp block, which you can put into a furnace and burn it, and it gives you, you can basically use it as fuel for smelting things. So that's pretty handy. And then here's the scute that I was talking about earlier that you can use to make these turtle shell helmets here that I have on my head. They're dropped by baby sea turtles once they grow into adults. And then there's a couple more things here in this chest, which is like the sea pickle, which is just amazing. It's a sea pickle, and you can go down here, go under a little ways, and I can just place sea pickles here, which it can be placed in, or 4 in the exact same block, so you can place 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can place up to 4 of them. So that's just kind of a cool little thing, just to add a little bit of visual stuff to the game. And then here's 2 really useful things. They're useless by themselves, but really useful when you use them in crafting. So this here is the Nautilus shell, which can be dropped by these things called the Drowned. It's basically just when a zombie drowns. And this Nautilus shell, it sometimes drops it when you kill it. And then there's the Heart of the Sea, which can be found in shipwrecks, which I'll show you later in the video. Shipwrecks are found all over the map, which is really cool and really helpful. And I want to show you these things with the tridents. So, tridents are my new favorite weapon in the game now, no doubt about it. So, there's 4 enchantments: Riptide, Impaling, Loyalty, and Channeling. Impaling and Channeling are pretty much just are both really helpful, but my 2 favorites definitely are Riptide and Loyalty. So if I do, so first things first, you can do the normal melee attack, and then you can throw it like this. Wait, oh, I can't throw it because it has Riptide. So I can throw it. Oh, I missed. But then it comes back to me when it has the Loyalty enchantment. See, it comes right back to me. So once I throw it, it comes right back. I throw it again, it comes right back. Then, now if I go underwater, you really need to see this. If I go under, and I go to throw the trident underwater when it has Riptide, boom, I do like this cool charge attack forward, so watch this. It's really crazy. Like, it's really weird. I remember the first time I saw this, I was just kind of like, what the heck? And you can, like, jump out of the water and stuff. And you can actually go really high whenever you jump out of the water, too. And if you use Riptide, you can use it in, like, rain and thunderstorms. So if I set the weather to rain, I can do that. And you can see I'm I can do the riptide thing through the rain. So if it's raining, you know, you can now get around faster, I guess. So let's move on here to our next chest here, which has buckets of fish. Basically, you get a water bucket and fill it up with, or you click on a fish with it, boom, you have a bucket with a fish in it. You can use it to spawn a fish, and if you, let's say you had a little aquarium or something, you can place this in here, and it doesn't just fill the area up with water, but it places your fish. So it's basically if you want to have, like, I don't know, an aquarium or something in your world, like in your house or something, you can just use that, and you can transport fish around with you, and it's pretty helpful. And then it's just kind of a cool little feature. But this is something that I've been waiting for a long time. I don't know how, but I just knew it was going to come. It's the uncarved pumpkin. These things spawn naturally now. These do not spawn naturally anymore, the ones that were in the game beforehand. Well, basically they spawn like this, and you can carve them out with shears, I think it is, and once you carve them out, it puts a little face in it. So let me just set the weather back to clear. There we go. And then, so like I said, you can just carve out the pumpkins and stuff to make this. So it's pretty cool. It's not like very useful, but I just always thought it was a cool feature, and I just knew they had to add it someday. And then this is something really useful, especially for builders, which I'm not a very good builder, so it's not really a thing for me. But I now have prismarine stairs and half slabs. So it's really good for people who want to build, I don't know, underwater things, or maybe just something out of prismarine. Yeah. And now they have this new thing called stripped logs. So let me just show you this real quick. They have the normal logs in the game, which looks like this. Here's the comparison of all of them to the stripped version. Basically, you can click on it with an axe, and it takes all the bark off. So just like the prismarine stuff, it's just helpful for builders, and they can use that to build random structures and stuff. So if I get this axe here, I can click on it, and it takes the bark right off of it, which turns it into a stripped log, which you can still use to craft into oak wood planks. So yeah, it's just really cool visual thing in the game. And then here's something. This spawns in icebergs, which are found all over the map in colder places. It's called blue ice. And basically what it is you get 9 packed ice, and then you get blue ice, which is just a much slipperier version of the normal ice, or packed ice. So let me pick some up. You see, if I stand on this, it's really slippery, so if I get a little line of it here, I can slip and slide all the way down it. And it's just kind of a cool little thing to use. It's good for visual stuff. It'd be pretty good for mini games, like something that involves slipping and sliding on ice or something. It would be kind of fun. And then this is probably like one of the most useful things that's been added in the update. So it's this thing called the conduit. This is where the heart of the sea and the nautilus shells come into play. You get 9 nautilus shells and 1 heart of the sea, and then you get a conduit. Basically, this is like a beacon that gives you buffs and things, but underwater. So if I just swim down here, or I'll fly to go a bit faster, and if I just go right in here, and I'll just make, I don't know, a little structure like this. It doesn't really need to be too complicated. You just get a bunch of prismarine, and it's not really complicated. You just gotta build around like this. And, I'm not a very fast builder, so let me just get this and open this way. There we go. So I'll just make this little thing. It's just kind of a little structure thing. If I place the conduit on here, I don't think it's tall enough. But here's what the conduit looks like when it's not really in use. It glows, and when like the shrine is, when it's not by the shrine, it looks like that. So I think I might need to make it 1 block taller, maybe. So I can make it 1 more block taller, and this should work. Alright, I'll place it right on here and destroy this. There we go. Now it's giving me conduit power, and it gives me conduit power for an infinite amount of time when I'm around it. So if you want to build an underwater base, this is perfect. It basically lets you see better underwater, makes your mining speed faster, and a bunch of other buffs like that. So it's just a really useful thing, and it's not really too expensive to get. I mean, it's kind of hard to find the heart of the sea from the from the shipwrecks, but and then the prismarine might be kind of hard to find because you'll have to find an ocean temple. But it's really all worth the effort once you actually get it, just because of how useful it is. And you see the conduit power slowly wears off after I go away from it. So it lasts for about 12 seconds, I'm pretty sure. And then, now we have all the new mobs. Yes, I know, the squid is not a new mob. I just wanted it in the chest to go with all the other water animals. So if I pick up all these animals here, and I'll save this thing for a bit later, the phantom. So, y'all know what the squid looks like. It looks like that. I'll spawn it down. It's a little squid. It shoots through the water. If you punch it, it inks you. If you put it on land, it just sits like this until it dies. I'll shove it into the water so it doesn't die. Go on in there, buddy. There you go. Alright, but here's some of the new things. So you have cod, which is a new type of fish. Here it is. So that's really awesome. And we have the little fish that swim around. You have salmon, which is also pretty cool. You can spawn a few of those. They all come in a bunch of different sizes too, the salmon do, and it's really awesome. Then you can spawn the pufferfish and the tropical fish. There's 2,700 variants of tropical fish. And if I punch a pufferfish and he gets really angry, watch this. Boom, he puffs up, and if I touch him, I get poison. So the little spikes on him poison you. And then here's another water animal. Oh yeah, also let me just show you this one more thing. It's pretty funny. If I spawn any type of fish on the ground, it flops around till it reaches water. So let me get him right here. Watch this. Uh-oh, maximum number of fish. We'll get rid of you then. They don't have very much health, so one more hit should get them. Okay, maybe a couple more. There we go. Alright, but if I spawn them right here on the ground, he just flops around until he reaches water and he swims away. And then we can spawn the dolphin, which leaps out of the water and makes little chirping noises. And they can actually help you find buried treasure on the beach and stuff. So that's really awesome. And oh yeah, so drowned. I don't know what I was thinking. The drowned. It is basically just a zombie, but it can't swim anymore. Oh, and if I drop an item, it slowly floats back to the top. So that's just kind of cool. And then, if I spawn a drowned here, they're what you get tridents and stuff from. So I'll spawn another one. See, he's got a nautilus shell. Some of them spawn with like nothing. Some spawn with a trident in their hand, and they swim at you and attack you. And it's just really, really neat. And then there's the sea turtle, which, here's a fun fact about the sea turtles. They go up onto the beach, and they kind of walk around here on the beach. They'll lay their eggs on the beach, and then they'll wobble right out to the ocean. And then I don't really know what happens to them. They just go out into the ocean and swim away. But their babies, once they hatch from their eggs, swim out into the ocean like the mom does. And then once they grow up, they come back to this exact same island when they're an adult and lay their eggs here. So here's what the eggs look like. If you wait long enough, these things will hatch. But mobs, like zombies and stuff, like to stomp on these things. And players can too. So you can just get here on this thing and... there we go. And it cracks, which is pretty evil of me. Now I'm gonna go right back over here to my little chest and show you probably one of my favorite mobs added in the update. It's the phantom. And I'm gonna have to set it to nighttime for this one because it burns at daytime. Boom. Look at this thing. It's like terrifying. Well, actually, wait. Let me get a good look at it. It's got like little particle effects that come out from behind its wings. It's got glowing green eyes, and basically it attacks players after they haven't slept for 3 days. So it's really a problem for people who can't find a bed on survival mode, and can't find any wool for a bed in survival mode. So hey, wait, I didn't spawn 2 of them. Did one like naturally spawn because I haven't slept for a while? I don't know. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. And then here's a really big part of the update. We have seagrass and all the different types of corals and stuff. So let me just get all of this. This is like gonna pack my inventory full. Alright. So we have seagrass, which is this stuff. This is seagrass. Place it here, and that's basically it. And one thing I forgot to show you, kelp. That's what it looks like. Giant kelp forests that extend up almost to the surface of the water. You can place the kelp down. It's really cool. Then there's coral reefs all over the map. So you can find all these types of coral, these coral plants. It's just a really cool little thing in the game. But as you can tell, there's dead versions of all the coral too. So I'll show you that in just one second. So I'll get this and this, and these are all the types of coral. Then we have all the coral blocks, which is which they spawn in coral reefs too. So if I place these down, oops. These are all the different types of coral. It's really pretty. They spawn in coral reefs, like I said. And then if I place all these versions on land, they slowly die, and then that happens. So yeah, they all have their dead versions. It's really just a gray version of the other one, or the living version. So it's just kind of cool how they die when they're out of water. And now let's get to some of the most exciting parts of this whole thing. Thing number one, swimming. Well, first things first, you like go way higher out of the water now when you're swimming, which I just find to be kind of weird. But if I swim underwater now, there's a new swimming animation. Look at this. You can swim around, and it's way faster than normal swimming. So if you hit the sprint button, whatever it is on whatever you're playing, you can do this. And now you can go through 1x1 spaces when you do swim. I can swim back out here, and it's just a really cool thing about this. And I can dive into the water here, into the ocean, and I can swim around through here and stuff, and it's just amazing. And they've added underwater caves and ravines like this one, and they've added underwater ruins, which me and my friends call it Atlantis. And you can find this stuff, a bunch of little chests. They normally have some decent loot inside of them in these little places. And down in these ravines you can find these little the conduit power's wearing out, but anyways, you can find magma blocks in the overworld now instead of the nether. So if you swim above where these bubbles are above it, it sucks you down underneath of the water with it, which is really kind of scary if you're just kind of swimming there by yourself. So let's say I'd be swimming here and I'd swim over the thing, and then all of a sudden it would start pulling me under. It is possible to swim up out of it, but you swim really slow out of it. So it's pretty easy to get out of, but it's just, yeah. And if you look over there, you can see there's an ocean temple. That's not really new though, but although some sea life can grow on it now, so that's just kind of cool. And in these shipwrecks, which spawn randomly all over the map, different types of ships and everything, it's insane how many different types of ships you can find. Then it gives you stuff like this and treasure maps, which is a really crazy thing. So I've already found the treasure that this treasure map told me to go to. But let's see, if I just keep going this way, it's a little ways away. It might take me a while to get there. But yeah, I've already found the treasure to this one, but I can show you what it's like anyways. So basically, whenever you find the buried treasure, it'll be like under the sand, which you have to dig up in order to find the buried treasure. There we go. Now I'm making my way there. Alright, so yeah, like I was saying, the sand the treasure is buried in the sand. I've already dug it up a long time ago. As you can see, you gotta dig through the sand a lot and stuff until it's around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah, you gotta dig around in the sand and then you find it. It gives you a bunch of good loot, like crazy good stuff, which you can also find Heart of the Sea in, and a bunch of stuff like that. It's just a really, really useful thing to help you find your good stuff, your goodies. So let me get back to where I need to go. Hey, there we go. Now I'm on the map. And real quick before I get back, I'm going to show you one thing. There's different colors of water in special areas. Like there is the swamp water, which is like dark green and stuff. And then the mushroom islands have this weird gray water. So if I swim over to it, it's like right over here. So I'll swim, and look how weird it is. It's like gray and foggy and stuff. So it's just kind of a weird thing, I always thought. But yeah, that's really it for the update. It's a huge update. It's pretty insane. I didn't think that Minecraft would get such a big update in Update Aquatic, but it's pretty crazy. And just to finish out the video, I'm gonna go fishing. So, yeah, I might have missed some things in the video, so you guys can just tell me down in the comments if I did miss anything. Okay, but I'm sorry I didn't find any coral reefs or icebergs in the video, but thank you guys so much for watching. Let me go fishing here, see what all I can catch. So, and, oh, here we go, got a bite, what'd I get? Ooh, some cod. All right, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you don't mind, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll try my best to tell you thanks, and make sure to ring the bell for notifications. And that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Am I gonna get a catch? Ooh. Come on. Oh goodness. And alright, yes. Ooh, I got a pufferfish. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.